a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Lillian Roth. Lillian Roth was an American singer and actress. Her life story was told in the 1955 film I'll Cry Tomorrow, in which she was portrayed by Susan Hayward, who was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance as Roth. Early life. Roth was born in Boston, Massachusetts, the daughter of Katie and Arthur Rutstein. Her family was Jewish. She was only 6 years old when her mother took her to Educational Pictures, where she became the company's trademark, symbolized by a living statue holding a lamp of knowledge. In her autobiography, she described being molested by the man who painted her as a statue. The following year, she made her Broadway debut in The Inner Man. Her motion picture debut came in 1918 in Pershing's Crusaders as an extra. Together with her sister Anne, she toured as Lillian Roth and Company at times. The two were billed as the Roth Kids. One of the most exciting moments for her came when she met U.S. President Woodrow Wilson. According to her autobiography, the president took Lillian and her sister for a ride around the block in his chauffeur-driven car. After attending a performance of their vaudeville act, Roth entered the Clark School of Concentration in the early 1920s. She appeared in Artists and Models in 1923 and went on to make Revels with Frank Fay. During production for the show, she told management she was 19 years of age despite being only 13 at the time. Career. In 1927, when Roth was 17, she made the first of 3 Earl Carroll Vanities, which was soon followed by Midnight Frolics, a Florence Ziegfeld production. Soon the young actress signed a 7-year contract with Paramount Pictures. Among the films she made with Paramount were The Love Parade with Maurice Chevalier and Jeanette MacDonald, The Vagabond King, Paramount on Parade, Honey, Cecil B. DeMille's Madame Satan with Reginald Denny and Kay Johnson, Sea Legs with Jack Oakie, and the Marx Brothers' second film, Animal Crackers. She took over Ethel Merman's stage role in the film version of Take a Chance, singing Edie Was a Lady. After leaving Paramount, she had a supporting role in the women's prison film Ladies They Talk About with Barbara Stanwyck. She headlined the Palace Theatre in New York City and performed in the Earl Carroll Vanities in 1928, 1931, and 1932. She continued to make strides as a singer in an era when so much was being set to music. During this time, her personal life was increasingly overshadowed by her alcoholism. Although her parents were not stereotypical stage parents, as a response to their influence, Roth came to rely too much on other people. In her books and interviews, she said she was too trusting of husbands who made key decisions concerning her money and contracts. Roth was out of the limelight from the late 1930s. Roth's personal and spiritual feelings led her to convert to Catholicism in 1948. Friends accused her of forsaking Judaism. However, in her autobiography, I'll Cry Tomorrow, Roth observed that although her parents had believed in God, her sister and she had not been brought up religiously. Roth declared that she was so inherently Jewish that she could not really forget her heritage and thought that she was the richer because of it. In 1953, she appeared on a special episode of the TV series This Is Your Life with Ralph Edwards. In response to her honesty in relating her story of alcoholism, she received more than 40,000 letters. Her theme song, which she began singing as a child performer, was When the Red Robin. In 1962, she was featured as Elliot Gould's mother in the Broadway musical I Can Get It For You Wholesale, in which Barbara Streisand made her Broadway debut. Despite the acclaim for Streisand, producer David Merrick realized that Roth's name still sold tickets, and he elevated her to above-title star billing after the show's opening, with Gould, Streisand, and Cherie North listed below. Roth remained with the show for its full run of 301 performances and recorded the cast album for Columbia Records. She was also featured as Mrs. Bryce in the National Touring Company of Funny Girl in 1964, again getting top billing, though a feud with co-star Marilyn Michaels led to her being brought up on charges by Actors Equity. She was signed for a non-singing role in Neil Simon's comedy The Prisoner of Second Avenue, but was replaced prior to the opening. Marriages. Roth was married 5 times, to aviator William C. Scott, Judge Benjamin Shalleck, Eugene J. Weiner, Edward Goldman, and Thomas Burt McGuire. Prior to her marriages, She was engaged to David Lyons, who died of tuberculosis. She divorced her first husband in 1932 after 13 months of marriage. In 1955, she met her last husband, Thomas Burt Maguire, scion of funk, and Wagnall's publishing company at an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. The two wed. Maguire managed Roth until September 1963, when she received a note from him stating that their marriage was finished. According to Roth, he left her penniless after withdrawing all funds from their joint bank account. Later years. In 1971, she returned to Broadway in the Kander and Ebb musical 70, Girls, 70, which despite its short run, was recorded by Columbia and has remained a popular cast album. She played a pathologist in the cult horror classic Alice, Sweet Alice in 1976. Her last film was Boardwalk, with Lee Strasberg, Ruth Gordon, and Janet Leigh. A successful concert at Town Hall was released as an album by EI Records after her death. One of her final appearances was in a well-reviewed club act at the legendary NYC nightclub, Reno Sweeney. Death. Roth died from a stroke in 1980, at the age of 69. The inscription on her marker in Mount Pleasant Cemetery in Westchester County, New York reads, "As bad as it was good." Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?